Hello, my name's Ricky Walter. This is Kinesiology 454, and this is week 8 and our final project. The population that I chose for my final project was a high school basketball athlete/team. Why I chose this population. When considering the assignment requirements, it was a pretty easy decision for me to choose this population. Upon graduating from CBU, I want to be a high school teacher, and I also officiate college and high school basketball. So this was a natural population that I currently serve. I want to study high school basketball athletes. I want to focus on high school athletes ranging in age from 14 to 18 years old who are either playing varsity basketball or have reasons that are holding them back from making the varsity team. These factors would include parents, maybe their coaches, lower level, or the varsity coach, their current skill level, their mental ability, as well as their physical abilities. These factors all tie in with the student athlete that will give them the best chance to make that leap to varsity basketball. Coaches embody an important aspect of fatherhood. They care for their ethical, physical, and spiritual well-being of their team. They communicate to their athletes values that go beyond the sport. As well as being a coach's kid, this has allowed me to learn so much away from the basketball court. I wanted to further study how connecting to your players on multiple levels can help student athletes be more successful. When we talk about physical and social environments as well as family culture, we can learn a lot about a student athlete. Their environmental and physical environment as well as family culture can help motivate or cause stress to a high school athlete's desire to play basketball. Does a high school basketball player have the intrinsic motivation to practice, or does extrinsic factors play a role in their motivation or desire to play basketball? I will also focus on the current pandemic we are facing as a nation and how is this new normal going to affect the young athletes. Parent involvement is one that always stands out to me. Parents need to be present, and having their involvement is something that each kid craves. However, the involvement needs to toe that line. Parents need to make sure they're not going overboard and become a nuisance to the player. Prior experience has shown me that each athlete is different. Some kids like to be pushed, while other kids just need encouragement. Parents need to also learn and understand how their own child reacts and focus on not being that helicopter parent who can force their child to not want to participate anymore. The first step is knowing your kid, says Dr. Dominguez, particularly when it comes to pushing them to do extracurricular activities. Consider your child's strengths and interests and have them be part of the conversation about what might be fun to do outside of school. A young athlete's physical environment will determine if that is a source of a motivation to get better. If you think about a young athlete who lives in a not so desirable neighborhood and wants to escape where he's from, sports can be the way out of that situation. Instead of getting caught up in the wrong situation or hanging out with the wrong kids, a young basketball player can focus on playing hoops every day and keeps his focus to do good in school and earn an athletic scholarship to play high school basketball. This will get him away from that bad neighborhood and get him that scholarship to play college basketball. One study has shown that at-risk urban teenagers, particular boys, are just as likely to become involved with criminal activities as they are to graduate from high school. Sports is that way out and helps the student athlete graduate as well. What is happening currently with sports? And that is that coronavirus pandemic we hear every day. Our nation was on lockdown and does not allow team sports to practice because of social distancing. Question is, how will this affect our young athletes long term? We know how important sports can be for kids living in at-risk areas. Sports helps drive their competitive spirit, and it keeps kids focused on school, as well as being all-around like-minded individuals. I am experiencing this firsthand with my daughter, who is not allowed to practice with her club volleyball team. So there's that struggle there of not having sports when that has become something so day-to-day for each athlete. However, coaches can help mitigate the problems by finding ways to still create a sense of team and normalcy. My father conducts daily calls with his players. My daughter's coach provides online Zoom meetings so the girls can see each other and still talk volleyball. Good coaches will find ways to help their players succeed in these trying times. When we talk about goals, let's talk about 3 different goals. That would be outcome, performance, and process goals. When viewing my population, I wanted to create 2 goals for each goal. And I added this SMART acronym to the side, which means specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. This is important every time we create a goal. So for an outcome goal number 1, I chose earn for a player to earn all league honors. An outcome goal number 2 would be to contribute to helping team win the league title. Performance goal number 1 would be shoot 70% from the free throw line by mid-season and finish the year at 75%. Performance goal number 2, to be able to shoot 3-pointers in the game, a player must shoot 35% from the free throw line in practice. If the player is struggling with his shot, he can also challenge the coach. And if you challenge a coach, you must hit 50% of their 3-pointers in 10 shots from the 5 different spots on the floor. My process goal number 1 would be player will not drive to the basket, jump in the air, and make a pass. He must come to a jump stop first. Process goal number 2, the player will always pass the ball ahead instead of dribbling up the court. And how are we going to obtain these goals? From outcome goal number 1 of earning, all league, the player might not be the best scorer, best rebounder, but a player can find what they're best at. What is that prescribed role the coach has given you? If the coach wants you to be the defensive stopper, be the best in that league. Same with scoring, rebounding, or assist leaders will help obtain your goal as well. Outcome goal number 2 would be league title, and a player would be the best at your defined role on that team. Be a team player. Bring positive energy. Encourage your teammates to do well. Do not be a distraction. Perform the little things it takes to win. Performance goal number 1 would be, free throw shooting percentage. Before and after practice, take a minimum of 50 practice free throws. Also, create a routine at the foul line and practice that repetition. We talked about imagery. We could work with the kids on imagining that free throw shot as well. Performance goal number 2 of shooting, 35% in practice. Ask another teammate to come in early and stay late shooting 3-pointers. A minimum of 20 shots at the prescribed 5 locations. Do not move from the station until you have made the 20 shots. Rotate with your teammates, shagging balls and giving good passes to each other. Process goal number 1 of not jumping in the air when you pass. Work on your jump stops in practice. In practice, jump stop before every pass. Practice good habits, and this will become ingrained in your brain to jump stop when driving to the basket. So do the little things in practice. Process goal number 2. Pass first before dribbling or shooting. As a coach, I would also include a flat ball in drills. That way, that teammate will not be able to dribble the ball. They'll have to pass it. And this, using a flat ball will prevent the team from dribbling first and not looking to pass. My mission statement is as following. Train up a child in the way he should go, Even when he is old, he will not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6. I chose this Bible verse because it exemplifies what a coach should be. Coaches are there to provide not only sports instruction, but life lessons. Creating a strong foundation for your student athletes will provide the rest of our nation with wonderful, strong, and motivated individuals. The lessons I learned in sports from high school and college still help me today as a husband, father, and mentor. Thinking back and reflecting on this class, I've learned so many things from this class. Being able to take this class in my last semester was beneficial in so many ways. It really made me focus on what type of teacher and mentor I want to be moving forward when I do finally get to become that teacher. The class made me realize how much I miss coaching basketball and being around young adults who need so much guidance. Something I want to keep looking into would be learning more about the psychology of the student athlete. I want to learn more about how I can focus them in more detail. Help the athlete dig deep and focus on certain goals. Dig deeper and get to more of a granular level. I believe that is missing sometimes in high school sports. We're always worried about the outcome instead of how do we get there. I really did enjoy this class. Thank you so much. 8 weeks to go and I get to graduate. Have a good night. Thanks. Bye.